Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aboli Ingre, and I welcome you all to the stakeholder consultation on raising and accelerating MSME performance, organized by Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad in collaboration with CII. MSMEs form the backbone of our economy, contributing significantly to employment generation, innovation, and economic growth. However, for sustained progress, it is important to embrace sustainable practices and integrate green technologies into the MSME ecosystem. Today's event is an important step towards realizing that vision. We are gathered here to explore pathways for greening MSMEs and enhancing their sustainability. This event serves as an important platform to exchange ideas, deliberate on challenges, and co-create solutions for a more resilient and environmentally conscious MSME sector. Before we begin, let's take a moment to acknowledge the tremendous work of the Commissionerate of Industries, Government of Telangana, along with the Implementation Agency, Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, for spearheading this initiative. Their dedication to advancing the MSME sector and promoting sustainable business practices has been instrumental in bringing all of us together. We extend our gratitude to the Nacharam Industries Association for providing the venue for this event, ensuring a very conducive environment for further discussion. A special appreciation also goes to the Cherlapally, Mallapur and Industries Association for their support in mobilizing MSMEs and facilitating their active participation. We have an engaging agenda lined up, including introduction to the RAMP initiative, followed by discussions and engaging breakout sessions that will provide us with actionable takeaways. I encourage all the participants to actively engage, share their insights, and make the most of this platform. To start the event, I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi Pimpre, our CEO of Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, to deliver the opening remarks. Good afternoon to all of you. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all here at the Roundtable Consultation discussion. My name is Rashmi Pimpre, and I'm the CEO of Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, RICH. RICH is a Government of Telangana initiative which was launched in 2017 by the Industries and Commerce Department of the Government of Telangana. We operate in three sectors: life sciences, food and agriculture, and sustainability. And we act as a bridge between various stakeholders, be it industry, research, academia, startups, and government. In the sustainability sector in particular, our focus, very strong focus, is on energy. We are working on several initiatives in the area of energy, which align with the national missions and also align with the state priority of the Government of Telangana. You may all be aware that the government recently launched two important policies. One is the MSME policy, and the second is the clean and green energy policy for the state. In the MSME policy, most of you must have seen that there are several key provisions which facilitate the growth of MSME, like addressing the availability, accessibility, and affordability of land, access to finances, access to market, easy access to raw materials, and encouraging adoption of technology. The government is aiming at increasing MSME's contribution to GSDP by 10% and also wants to increase the growth of MSMEs or the TSI pass registrations by more than 15%. In the clean energy policy, a lot of focus is on EV, energy storage, renewables, biofuels, waste to energy, and so on. There are several provisions which are important in terms of PCB clearances, water consumption exemptions, electricity duty exemptions, and so on. So all in all, the state wants to facilitate or prioritize the growth of MSMEs through sustainability lens. We all know that our net zero targets of the state or even of the country cannot be achieved unless we have MSMEs on board. At the same time, adoption of cleaner and greener technologies is going to be beneficial to MSMEs immensely. So consequently, going forward, or the way forward is for both the sides to actually move along the same path and converge at a point where MSMEs are open to adopting clean energy, clean tech, but at the same time, government is going to facilitate this transition. And we strongly believe that this program is a right step in that direction. So I urge all of you to actively participate in this stakeholder consultation meeting and share your thoughts in terms of barriers and opportunities. I can assure you that the next few hours are going to be extremely useful and productive for all of you. And I can assure you that they're going to be totally worthy of your time. So thank you once again for joining us here today. And we hope to have a very productive session. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. We are honored to have with us Shri Jayesh Ranjan, sir. He's the Special Chief Secretary at Department of IT, E&E, Government of Telangana. I request Jayesh Ranjan, sir, to please address the audience.
Thank you, and greetings to everyone. I would like to acknowledge the contribution, the immense contribution MSMEs have made to the growth of our state, particularly in sectors like pharma, aerospace, auto, general engineering. Some of you would have attended the MSME policy inauguration, the MSME policy launch, which happened a few months ago. And you would have also appreciated the depth that we have brought in our MSME policy. On the day of the launch also, I had mentioned this, that our policy is very different from other states. We have taken a problem-solving approach. What are the challenges that MSMEs face, and how we can, as a government, either solve directly or facilitate the solution to those problems with the help of other stakeholders. So by having this progressive MSME policy, which has some important features, etc., our recognition by Government of India, multilateral agencies like the World Bank, that has gone up. They have started supporting us also. In the economic survey, just a day before the budget, you may recall, Government of India presents the economic survey, and a few portions of our MSME policy were also highlighted in the economic survey, particularly the marketing arrangements that we have made. So one of the support that we have received from Government of India, this is actually a World Bank initiative. All states have been supported, including Telangana, but some features of our projects, our proposal is again kind of unique. So this is called RAMP, Rapid Acceleration of MSME Performance. This is the project. My colleague who are there in the stakeholder consultation, they might have given you the details about RAMP, or they will tell this to you. So this is a initiative which our national government has introduced. Basically, the belief is, and I'm sure none of us will disagree with that, that MSMEs, while they are contributing quite a lot, they can contribute much, much more also. And there are certain obstacles which one can really help them overcome. So with this interest, it is this initiative has been designed called RAMP. RAMP has about 15 components for the state of Telangana. And one of the components for which this consultation is happening today is to introduce green initiatives, greening of MSMEs. And it is coming at a very appropriate time. Some of you may recall, approximately a month ago, the government here, led by Honorable Chief Minister, it is an initiative very important to him, and also the Deputy Chief Minister, who is our Energy Minister also. They have introduced a Telangana clean and green policy. And I would request my rich colleagues to share the link of this policy with all the participants. Many of them might have seen it already, or at least they have gone through the summary, but it is a policy which is worth reading line by line. It's a very detailed policy, very comprehensive policy. And industries who are a major user of energy, they are also, there are many components in that policy which will impact them. But it will also create an opportunity for them. I mean, if they want to do certain things which helps them improve their productivity, lower their costs, getting green, getting sustainable is a very right approach. And the clean and green policy also gives lots of support, some incentives, some benefits for these kind of things. So energy transition is definitely an important priority, not just for the country, but also for our state. We are, some of you will be aware, in fact, if you can see my video, you will see behind me where I am sitting, there's a banner that says Telangana Rising. Telangana Rising is a kind of a vision statement for the next 25 years. We are in 2025. What should the state strive to be in 2050 is encapsulated in Telangana Rising. And one of the very important goals is to become net zero by that time. And obviously, industries again will play a very important role. We are now preparing the roadmap, what all should happen as a part of Telangana Rising net zero. What should the industries do? What should the transport sector do? What should even the regular energy sector do? So lots of brainstorming is going on. But I'm very sure that all our industries, the regular industries, large industries, MSMEs, there'll be a big push for all of them also to go green. So fortunately, I mean, all these initiatives are coinciding nicely at the same point in time. We have received the ramp sanction, Rising Telangana goals are getting prepared. The clean and green policy of Telangana state has come into place. So let us make the best use of all these initiatives. And what is the greening MSMEs component under RAP? Today, my colleagues will explain the outline to you. But as is true of Telangana, nothing is done without taking the views of stakeholders. And that is why this consultation meeting is getting organized. We will be requesting all of you to reflect on what my colleagues tell you and explain what is important to us, important to you, what is doable for you, and what is something which with the support of RAMP. So there is some funding also which is available under RAMP. My colleagues will tell you what is the fund available, what are the sub-components of that fund. But again, nothing is cast in stone. If you want some interchange, if you want something to be highlighted more than anything else, we are absolutely open, we are absolutely flexible. And post this stakeholder consultation today, RICH is the agency which has been engaged to this work. There are, as I said, 15 components of RAMP. We have selected different agencies to do different part of the work. So once discussions give us good ideas, etc., we will start implementing. There will be an implementation committee. There will be a review and monitoring committee. So some of you, I would request to volunteer and associate yourself with these bodies also. But as I have been mentioning, don't see RAMP in isolation. See it as a part of the clean and green policy also, and see it as something which will lead to net zero. Telangana becoming net zero in another 25 years. So with these words, I convey my congratulations to Rich for organizing the stakeholders consultation. After the program is over, share with me the summary and come and discuss with me what are the ideas, big ticket ideas which have come. And if they are completely aligned with the way we have already thought and proposed, nothing like it, we will straight away go ahead. But if some new thoughts have come, which we think should be incorporated, but something else needs to be modified, Please discuss with me and take my approval. And good wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Sir, for your address. Shri Jayesh Ranjan and Shri Madhukar Babu will be joining us in some time. In the meantime, we would like to move to our next session, which is about introduction of greening of MSME initiatives. For that, I would now like to invite Mr. Srinivas Cherla, Director of Sustainability at Risk, to introduce the crucial initiatives.
And the light project light okay right part of the teacher. Thanks Abudi for the introduction and second for me to come and let us about that. I am Srinivas Cherla. I had the sustainability area and research and innovation circle in Hyderabad. Spoke about what risk is and the initiatives that we're taking up in the area of agricultural licenses and sustainability. I will provide a little more insight into what we exactly do in sustainability and then go on to plan. Yeah. Thank you. Sustainability is focusing on three key pillars. One is energy, second one is circularity, and the third is mobility. We are extensively working in the area of energy transition in all its forms, whether we talk about green hydrogen, we talk about energy transition in terms of renewables integration, or we talk about battery energy storage system and other alternate forms of energy. We have been working and supporting state in creating the clean energy policies, the minister is giving input system in clean energy policy, which is part of the clean energy policy. We have also given our feedback on state action plan on climate change, and therefore we can also consider that we stand for the ministry's department when it comes to anything related to we are currently working on the project. One is the on demand side energy management. Second project vision plan that was spearheaded for Telangana state on greening of the meat. We are also working on setting up a green hydrogen valley in the state of Telangana, with a center around Mallapur, where we have all the required resources for green hydrogen production. The other initiative we're setting up in Center of Excellence on e-waste that we have done with cement in Cherlapally. And we are also working on a Japanese government funded project, project on lake rejuvenation for about 300 lakes, water rejuvenation in the 15th state of Telangana. So that's another area that we are focusing in the certain world. Before I start talking about RAM, I thought it would to start off with a context setting in terms of what we think is the profile of MSMEs. About 9 lakh MSMEs here in Telangana, as per the last official count. Majority of them, more than 9%, are micro, but we have small and medium industries. And the thing here is about these MSMEs contribute about 10 to 12% gross domestic income. And therefore are seen as a significant reason for states growth. They also contribute to a significant 46% of employment in these states. Therefore, all the more important for state prioritization when it comes to employment generation and growth of the state. At the same time, we are also looking at what kind of resources are consumed by these MSMEs. If we take energy as a lever for energy as a indicator, a proxy for resource consumption, then is that of the total energy generated about 70,000 gigawatt hour, about 40% are consumed by industries or is consumed by industries, and in this 40% again, a close 25% consumed by MSMEs. So what we can say is that 10% of the state's energy consumption is going straight away into MSME industry. But when we start looking at the renewable energy component of the green component on energy, it's a meager 1% of the state's total figure. So in terms of renewable integration, renewable energy consumption, it is very minuscule, and that's something that has changed possibly as the first thing for energy transition, clean energy transition. Then let's see now what are the drivers for MSMEs to turn green. Broadly, drivers: economic, market-driven, and other society driven. We talked about economic drivers. We have clean is always associated with affordability. Efficiency does not reach manufacturing cost have to go up. It opens up significant opportunities for cost reduction. It also allows you industries to access lower cost of finances. For instance, a very classical case could be large power companies, say in the 80s and early. For them to access government, any banking debt or any international funds, they're not able to access them unless there is a green initiative in whatever funds they're seeing. So if they're saying we want to set up the next thermal power plant, it's not necessarily considered green, they won't be needing funding or even government funding provided. So they have to essentially show a green component with any other this. And the same will be applicable, I'm pretty sure, for MSMEs at their level. Ability of government incentives and grants for energy transition, but there are multiple government incentives like RAM that are being planned. Now we're talking about RAM 2, there is a RAM in the pipeline, which will come immediately after the completion of RAM 2. So there are, again, multiple initiatives being planned, as Jayesh already mentioned before, including clean energy transition. Energy transition cannot be in isolation. The whole world is moving towards it, and MSMEs are also required to fall in line with the long-term system. Market-driven in terms of whether of CBAM and other initiatives, there is market pressure for greener fertilizer. The other day, I was a stakeholder consultation also, wherein it was highlighted that there's also a lot of societal pressure when it comes to green production, and therefore MSMEs are being forced to look at green production. It's not a comprehensive list, but there is some of the low-hanging fruits have been deployed very frequently, right? Shifting to energy efficiency, adoption of renewable energy, preventive maintenance, common facilities like common filtration plants, recycling and different management, circularity, which fuels digitization to understand the process and improve the optimize the process, and sustainability compliance certification. So these are some of the things like zero effect, zero defect, which have already been adopted by MSMEs, and kudos to MSMEs who have come forward and already taken up and embarked upon such initiatives. But this is not the whole complete comprehensive list. We will learn a lot more about what are the other clean energy transition opportunities possible with our colleagues from CIF coming up and talking about the initiatives that other industries have taken up with use cases and financial benefits that they have derived from clean energy transition. Before I go there, I just wanted to highlight few things here that RAM, as Jayesh said, is not something that is being taken up in isolation. Under RAM, we have 10 different implementing agencies focusing on 10 areas of MSME performance improvement. So we are trying to come up with consolidated MSME database. This is being headed by the Industries Department itself. Setting up of enterprise development center and district industry center, which is being taken up by the Center for Design Excellence, which is being taken up by IIT Hyderabad to promote entrepreneurs, to promote new designs and IP generation from MSMEs. Import substitution and export champions program, which is being led by the Telangana Trade Promotion Council. Reviving of distressed MSMEs is being led by Telangana Health team. So all these have World Bank funding. All these programs are currently available and applicable to MSMEs. Rich from its side is dealing with the sixth initiative, which is around mapping energy intensive MSME clusters, and then grounding interventions, actually going out supporting MSMEs to take up intervention for the green energy transition. Ellie is working on converting self-help groups and handholding into become MSMEs. We have been working on encouraging more and more women entrepreneurs in women-led MSMEs. And Central Institute of Tool Design and CPETA works on benchmarking studies for data sectoral gaps. Primarily, they are targeted plastics as one of the key sectors. So we encourage MSMEs to learn more about the programs and reach out to these people and take it. As far now, I would like to talk a little bit about specific initiatives that announced within of MSME. This will be conducted in a phased manner. The first phase will be mapping of MSME clusters, identifying intensive MSME clusters, and then planning. And then planning initiatives so that we can take them up in an effective manner. In this next phase, we go on to onboard industries. We'll start off by creating awareness sessions. We'll start off through awareness sessions and capability sessions online and offline. And the intent is to identify 2,000 interested MSMEs that can be onboarded into the RAMP program, RAMP initiative. These industries will be provided all kinds of handholding support, energy audits, carbon footprint assessment, all of these will be provided by the state approved vendors at no cost to the MSMEs. And once the energy and carbon footprint assessments are done, we will come back and suggest to you the interventions that could be taken up for greening of your industries. Further, if there are any innovation requirements, specific areas where we don't have solutions, mature solutions in the market, we will also organize innovation challenges along with the startups for promoting new solutions. Thanks, Mr. Further, Further, the execution by handholding GPR preparation, fundraising, and grounding of projects. In the final stage, once the projects are grounded, a year from then and 2 years from then, we'll continue monitoring and evaluation to make sure that whatever interventions that we have taken up are really the right, are in the right direction and yielding the results that we committed to achieve as a part of the RAM program. Support will be provided, I've already indicated, in multiple areas, technical, in terms of technical support, implementation support, business support, and in general other areas of support. Technical, I've already highlighted that we are going to engage and onboard vendors, valid vendors for conducting energy and carbon footprint assessments. We will provide you access to a pool of mentors to support the employee in understanding what kind of interventions are suitable for them and how, what kind of benefits they can impact they can get out of the intervention. And we will also come out with technology compendiums, sector-wise technology compendiums of technologies available for adoption by employees. And leaders preparation will also be part of the incentives. In terms of implementation, MSMEs will be provided successful innovative solutions and bundled packages which are easy for them to adopt. So these bundled packages are proven solutions which have been adopted by MSMEs pan India and can be readily adopted by industries in your sector. They come from trusted and empaneled vendors. So and it's made easier for them to straight away pick up the package and implement in their use. As far as business, the benefits from RAM program will be straight away the simplicity of compliance and local regulations, any kind of pollution control board regulations or any kind of regional environmental regulations. It also helps you in terms of accessing international markets where there's a need for green energy and green products. There's a need, established need for greener products to be made available for adoption by the industry. This program, as I said, is not just an isolated green energy, green MSME initiative, but it's a total bundle of 10 such initiatives being taken up by the state. So there's a multiplier effect that you can leverage. Once you're onboarded here, there are other packages that you can also access or you can get support from the other entities such as NIST or CITC or CIPA. In general, we intend to create a ecosystem for supporting the service. Not that the ecosystem don't exist today, but they will strengthen further at the point of the RAM. This point, I would like to invite CII to give a brief on what kind of energy and green initiatives are at the disposal of MSMEs, what are the different areas which can be leveraged by MSMEs, and also present with a few use cases as to what kind of savings have been made possible by taking up such initiatives in India or by several other industries. Thank you everyone for being patient and look forward to more and more MSMEs being part of the Greening MSME Mallapur. So since we're in the Mallapur, I had a kind of thank you. We would now like to invite Mr. Popper for addressing the topic.
I also invite Ms. Rajni Kante on the stage to facilitate the so request DK Jain to join us on the stage to facilitate. I also invite Rajkumar Garu ji to come on the stage.
Very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to apologize for being late. And also tell you the reason why we are late. It was typical government time. Should that, highest in Indian stretchable time. We thought we could stretch it till be gone. And then we managed it at 3 o'clock. Your apologies. I forgot that I was dealing with business people. For business people, it is time is money. I just keep my mind. My apologies for that. At the outset, I would like to thank Rashmi ji and his team for having invited us for this event. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to thank all of you for making your time come to this event, which in a sense is a very, very important initiative. We also have Mr. Jupiter from T-Hub. T-Work, one of the chief architect of programs like this. Welcome, Jagita. To briefly tell you about the program, I'm sure Rashmika and his team must have explained you about a program called RAM, Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance. It's basically creating a support ecosystem for MSMEs so that they, raise their performance. Raise their performance to show the overall growth of MSMEs in the state. So the ecosystem covers a whole lot of other things. One of the interventions is in the area of greening. I'll quickly run through the other components which we have undertaken in the grant program. The first one is creation of integrated database. And just to put the things in perspective, as of today, can anybody say how many MSMEs are there in Telangana? For me, I'm sure I'll never be able to tell you that. But even in the absence of this basic information, we are formulating policies and we are, going on. It's good that we are able to push along. So one of the important components that we have undertaken under RAP is creation of an integrated database. So here is an effort to create a database of MSMEs which are unique. I'll just take 2 minutes of your time to explain you about what we have stumbled upon. We have identified 17 agencies where some of the other kind of registration takes place. There is a huge overlap of information. So we have collected about 90,20,000 MSME information from these 17 sources. Just to name a few, one is your Ministry of Corporate Affairs. The other one is Udyam. There's yet another database called TG iPass. Earlier it was called TS iPass. And if you are operating out of municipality, Shops and Establishments Act, which is handled by Labor and Employment Department. And municipal department is also doing the registration. All this put together, we have come to a database of about 90 lakhs. Now we are running an algorithm to run deduplication and arrive at the exact number of MSMEs. Post that, we will be in a situation to tell you the numbers, names, and location. This is the first part of the exercise. The second part of the exercise is to make it dynamic and make additional information available to you. For example, you are running a farm hybrid. You will be requiring raw materials, you will also be requiring clients to supply your product. If you search within this database, you will get your suppliers, you will also get your customers. That's the hope. Let's see to what extent we will be able to go. And going forward, all our policies will be drafted basing on this information that we have. That's the hope, and we are heading towards that. This is the first component. The second component is strengthening of DICs. As of now, because of formation of new districts and retirements happening and then no recruitment taking place, the number of people available in district industry center to support you all has come down drastically. So we thought we will have a relook at how we are functioning and try to improve the performance by way of additional infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and human resources availability. That's the project that we are being taking up. The third one is code project, which is implemented by IIT Hyderabad, which basically delves into design aspects. What is the design requirement of MSMEs? We are working on that. The fourth component is what is the fourth component? Import sustainability. Import right. We are working on a project which collects information about the import requirements in the country, at least especially in Telangana, and what is that substitution that we can do. And then it's not just that, but about creating 20 new import substitution products, producing them and making it accessible to at least 100 MSMEs. So this entire chain of identifying the import substitution requirements, producing that import substitution product, and then identifying MSMEs which will absorb that. That is the next component of it. And after that, we have a greening initiative. It runs in 2 parts. Then we come to women SHGs. As you know, we have a large number of women SHGs. About 65 lakh members of Telangana state are part of SHG network. They have been accessing loan and they have been using that money over a period of time, and then financially they have come to a stage where they can access bank loans for their livelihood activities. Now, just take a wide guess as to what will be the loans, what is the loan portfolio of banks as far as SHGs is concerned in Telangana. Wide guess. Annually, how much money is lent to SHGs from banks? This is non-collateral loan, collateral free loan. A bigger number. 20,000 crores. Okay. 20,000 crores, and it is increasing. And take a wide guess as to what is the repayment percentage? Huh? Repayment percentage. Still better, still can be improved. 99.8%. Oh. We have people who are doing livelihood activities and then who are accessing loan, repaying it, and the quantum is substantial. So it's time that we assist them to move into bigger investment. Big initiative that is being handled by any one of your associations. We have somebody from Mallapur here, like 2 people I know of. So they will be the one who will be handling this particular component of RAM program. Then it is followed by something called accelerating women MSMEs. This is being done by VHAM. Now they are taking up on a pilot basis to double the income of double the turnover of not income, double the turnover of SHGs who are already into some income generating activity. In fact, it's not SHG, but it is startups. They have identified 142 startups, and over a period of 2 to 3 years, with a range of interventions from legal to financial to everything, they're going to support these startups turn towards their turnover. This is the next initiative. And after that, what do you have? We have something called we have something called TIHCL. I'm sure. Have you heard of TIHCL? Telangana Industrial Health Clinic. They have been cited a project of 28 crores to do co-lending to stressed MSMEs and bring them out of stress. So nobody requires that kind of assistance in this one. Just in case you feel that kind of stress, TIHCL is there. And in addition to that, they are also lending to MSMEs to go for IPOs. For my information, could you please raise your hand if you have one for an IPO? Okay. So they are also funding for going to IPO through MSME exchange, and that is being facilitated by National Stock Exchange. Then the next component what we are handling is technology benchmarking. No, before that we have this TGTPC. Let's go down there. Reverse buyer seller. Again, for my information, is there anybody who is exporting? Good. Only one person. 2 people. And then anybody who wants to export. Okay. So this is for you, sir. Now this is being implemented. This component is being implemented by TGTGC, Telangana State Trade Promotion Corporation. They are going to conduct at least 10 buyer-seller meet, reverse buyer-seller meet, where importers from outside the country would be invited along. At that point in time, their requirements, the quantity, and all those things will be shared with potential exporters. I'm sure people have raised their hands. We have their registration, Rashmika. Please share it with us. At that point in time, we'll send you information about it. You can be part of those reverse buyer-seller. 10 such reverse buyer-seller meet are going to be organized. And then finally, we have something called benchmarking. A lot of new technologies are emerging and a lot of new practices are being adopted. So we have identified 2 agencies, CPET and CIGT, to study these technologies, study these practices, and come up with a compendium of technologies, compendium of practices, which can be adopted by you. Not just study of those things, but they'll actually come out to the field, interact with you, understand your requirements, and then try to fix it, match it to the benchmarking survey which they are doing. So these are the 10 projects which are being implemented under the RAM program, of which one of the component is greening of MSMEs. So when Sri was saying a bundle of schemes, so this was the bundle we were talking about. So instead of seeing it in the light of one intervention, please view it as comprehensive initiative to create an ecosystem that assists MSMEs to accelerated growth. So this is as far as RAM program is concerned. Now I'm sure going forward we also have breakout sessions, right? So there we will get into final details as to what can be done, how best we can introduce new technologies and make use of this scheme to grow bigger. So I look forward to participating in those breakout sessions and giving out my inputs as well. So I'll stop here and I request Additional Director Shri Rajkumar Odkar to kindly say a few words. He is one person who has spent about 36 years of 38 years as a
Yes, sir.
37 years in industry department. So in and out of every industry he has seen it at ground level for a period of 37 years, almost 2 generations. So I request you to put your hands together for Shri Rajkumar Odkar.
Very good afternoon to all my business guys and secretary, president, and the committee members. I'm happy to see that so many industries are interested to attend this program. At the outset, I would like to congratulate each officials also for organizing such a show. As we all aware, RAM program, all the project components have been faced by our contractor. So it is a continuous program being taken up coming out of industries under the guidance, especially sector and we have been getting funds under this program. It is a 4 years program, but we are already running out of time. So we have to expedite and make it target. Directors, Dr. Masood also have been a lot of meetings with all the competent officials involved in this, and we had regular meetings with all the stakeholders. We are planning the strategies to conduct awareness programs, how to take this movement forward. And we appreciate and we are confident that all industry associations, including all the industries, will have their do all their inputs and this and based on their expertise and day-to-day running the businesses, they are the right people to give the inputs. So we are involving all industry associations in taking their inputs and trying to take this movement forward. So I want every unit to participate with full their expertise and do the inputs in taking this program way forward. Basically, running the industries and all that, all these components, one of the aspects or the other, they are trying to cover the stress components. If any industry is having any stress at any point in time, they can approach under this program. And helping most of the people will be aware, just the helping people also there. They are trying to have the bridge loans under this, and already we are assisting them and giving them bridge loans if they are having stress accounts. And we are helping them to come out of the stress accounts. This is the ongoing program, and as health clinic is one of the best practices in our country, the program also they have been involved and they utilize this also. The other components are also import substitutes. The main intention is whatever components or particularly in pharma, plastic, or any other activities. If you are importing it from other countries like China or other Asian countries, we have to ensure that these products or these components are manufactured at our in our state, so that these imports can be curbed and the local people will be able to build the technology and have it. So we are trying to have technology upgradation or CITD helping us, and also CIPLET, we are involving them also. So develop the upgradation of technologies. So we have number of components under this. So one or the other, all industries can utilize it. And we are going to have number of awareness programs and lot of things. And as Madhukar Babu Gaidar has told, we are running the department with only 50% of manpower, because most of the people every year there are huge retirements at the department. All of you are aware. Every year there are about 9,000 to 10,000 government employees retirements. So keeping this as an aspect also, particularly, we are trying to strengthen our district industry centers with infrastructure as well as the outsourcing manpower, how best they can involve the technology and try to help them taking this all the components are achieved in time. And particularly Madhukar Babu is working on this for quite some time. We are happy that all the aspects are going in the right direction. And at any point in time, any inputs you can do via email also, or post on our website also, or directly also can interact with us. And I'm sure this grant program will be very helpful to our all industries in completing their targets and upskilling the manpower also, and improving the quality of their products. We are sure we will utilize this scheme in a better way. Thanks each and every person for attending. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Mahendra Babu Sahu, for your address, and thank you, Shri Rajkumar Orkar sir, for your address. Now, moving forward, I invite the CII team to lead the session on technologies for converging with use cases.
Since we are kind of running out of time, it has been 70 days. There are a few optimizations that we're trying to do over here in terms of ensuring that we effectively run the session. So what we intended to do was have the MSMEs fill out an expression of interest form. Form template is shown on the screen over here. We have made it quite simple. Kind of capture some cursory or high-level information on the industry, the product that you're manufacturing, details on the energy consumption, and possible initiatives that you have taken up in greening your MSME. So with this cursory information, you'll be able to, we along with our knowledge partners, CII, will be able to assess what kind of saving potential is available. It still be a rough calculation, but at least it will give you some number to go with. Possibly you can achieve 15% saving, 20% saving, 40% saving by taking up a particular initiative. So that's the intent of this EOI form. It's available physically in the folders that are on your seat, as well as you can fill it up online. We'll show a link there. But we request everyone to kindly spend 10-15 minutes to fill up this EOI while CII prepares their presentation there. And we can start off with the knowledge sharing session on what kind of green energy initiatives or greening initiatives have been taken by MSMEs in India, what kind of savings they have seen, what kind of investment might have gone into them, what other benefits apart from just energy saving, marketing, or any other parallel benefits that they have derived from these initiatives. So they're going to explain with a few examples, so we can also aspire for taking up some of these initiatives as part of the family. Thank you. Arvind, can you show the QR? So we request all the MSMEs if they haven't already filled up, a show of hands, have most of you filled it up or not yet? Filled it up? Please raise your hands if you have already filled it up. Okay, for the other MSMEs, I hope you have access to the forms. So let's take the next 10 minutes by TRF. Please fill up the form. Thank you.
You try it.
Just a quick announcement. This form has also been shared through WhatsApp to most of the participants from Nacharam, Mallapur, Cherlapally Industries Association. It also has the QR code, same form that you're filling up physically. If there is some information missing, you would like to submit it later on. You can also submit by scanning the QR code in this form that you have shared on WhatsApp. Thank you. So, we have organized for information session on green initiatives that MSMEs can take up and the benefits. So CII will start that session now, and parallelly we are serving you with refreshments so that you can your engines are filled up and you can continue the session. So I hope everyone has had a chance to fill up the form and hand it over to Neerja. He is going around collecting the form. Kindly hand it over. Thank you.
Can we start? We start, sir? Good afternoon all. My name is Subodh Sarkar. I am working as senior coordinator in Innovation Center Hyderabad. So today we will be talking about some green and cleaner production technology, efficient technology by which you can make your process very more efficient and can reduce your cost. And also at the same time, I like to, on behalf of CI, I like to thank Reach from Telangana and Nacharam Industries for giving us this opportunity. And we are very happy that you are being part of this initiative. Now I request my colleague Srivas to start the session.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Shri Jayesh Ranjan from CII stakeholder Green Business Center Hyderabad. I think I am from Telugu state, so if anybody wants me to talk in Telugu, I am going to talk in Telugu as well, because I can send the message in a better way. So if somebody, I think I will start with Telugu and then slowly move to English. Is there anybody who have issue with the Telugu here? Because I just want to simplify things, because we have been hearing about these things for quite a long time, but it has not been ingrained in the MSMEs still now, because maybe they have not felt that this is a subject of their interest. So, so this is the world's first green building outside US. So when Bill Clinton came to India in 2000, so this building got initiated, and after that we have been driving green initiatives in India from the CII side for a quite long time. So when we say green, what we mean is efficient in terms of energy, water, electricity, and resources. That is what green means. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం అందరం బిజినెస్ సైడ్ నుంచి వచ్చాము. సో మనకి కావాల్సింది ఏంటంటే మెయిన్ గా బిజినెస్ యొక్క ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటంటే టు ఎర్న్. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎర్న్ ప్రాఫిట్, ఇన్కమ్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్, ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ తగ్గించాలి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి అవేర్ ఆఫ్ ద రిస్క్. సో రిస్క్ అనేది ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు గ్రీన్ లో రెండు ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే ఇట్ హెల్ప్స్ us టు ఇంక్రీజ్ అవర్ ప్రాఫిట్స్. ఈ రెండోది ఏంటంటే రిస్క్ తగ్గించడానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ముందు మనం బిజినెస్ ఎలా చేసినా ప్రాఫిట్ ఎర్న్ చేస్తే అది సస్టైనబుల్ గా ఉండేది. ఇప్పుడున్న పరిస్థితుల్లో ఏంటంటే నేషనల్లీ కాదు ఇంటర్నేషనల్లీ కూడా మనం ప్రాఫిట్ తో పాటు సస్టైనబుల్ గా లేకపోతే, గ్రీన్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ మనం తీసుకోకపోతే ఇట్స్ డిఫికల్ట్ టు సస్టైన్. సో ఇది ప్రజెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్. So the objective of green is to improve the efficiency of what we use, right from energy to materials, everything, water, everything, and resource intensity. So we know that industry consumes lot of resources. Resources can be raw materials, electricity, water, all these things. So green helps us once the MSME thinks that green is one important aspect of their business. Then they start thinking it's not just the management things, even the employee also have to think that green అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ మన బిజినెస్ లో. ఎంప్లాయీ దగ్గర నుంచి బిజినెస్ హెడ్ వరకు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు దీని మీద ఫోకస్ చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే అది ప్రాఫిట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయడానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది, అట్ ద టైం రిసోర్స్ కన్సంప్షన్ తగ్గించడానికి. సో ఎవ్రీబడి ఈస్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ ఎకనామిక్ గ్రోత్. అంటే మన రెవెన్యూస్ బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలి. రెవెన్యూస్ బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలంటే రిసోర్స్ కన్సంప్షన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, ఎనర్జీ కన్సంప్షన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. కానీ ఈ భూమి మీద అంత రిసోర్స్ కానీ అంత ఎనర్జీ కానీ అవైలబుల్ గా లేదు. కానీ మనం అలా పర్ఫెక్చువల్ గా కంప్లీట్ గా ఎకనామిక్ గ్రోత్ అలా ఉంటాము. సో దేర్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ వన్ వే ఇస్ సస్టైనబుల్ గ్రోత్. ఎందుకంటే గ్రోత్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి, రిసోర్స్ కన్సంప్షన్ తగ్గుతూ ఉండాలి, ఎన్వైరన్మెంటల్ ఎఫెక్ట్ తగ్గుతూ ఉండాలి, అప్పుడే సస్టైనబుల్ అవుతుంది. అది దట్ ఈస్ ద ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ గ్రీన్. So India CII has been doing energy audits since 1990s, and we have started other initiatives from 2020. and we have been giving the services and lot of green buildings, lot of green industries are being rated. Now, the focus has been shifted to MSMEs, and we are here to help you out to integrate these practices into MSMEs also. So, ఈ గ్రీన్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ గురించి ఇండియా లెవెల్లో కంట్రీ లెవెల్లో కూడా పుష్ ఉంది, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఇంటర్నేషనల్ కూడా ఉంది. సో ఇండియా లెవెల్లో మనం ప్యారిస్ అగ్రిమెంట్ లో సో ఇండియా లెవెల్లో మనం ఏంటంటే ఈ సెట్ సమ్ టార్గెట్స్ that by 2030 we will have 50% non-renewable installed capacity in terms of electricity. At the same time, మనం ఇంకోటి ఏం చెప్పామంటే మన ఎనర్జీ ఇంటెన్సిటీ of the economy 45% తగ్గిస్తామని చెప్పి, అలా కాకుండా గ్రీన్ గవర్నమెంట్ పెంచడం, నెట్ జీరో బై 2070. నెట్ జీరో అంటే ఏమీ లేదు. నెట్ జీరో అంటే మనం ఎంతైతే ఎనర్జీ తీసుకుంటున్నామో అది జీరో ఎమిషన్స్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ కన్స్యూమ్ చేస్తున్నాం అంటే కోల్ పవర్ ప్లాంట్ నుంచి వస్తుంది, అది అక్కడ ఎమిషన్స్ అవుతుంది, దానివల్ల మనం వస్తుంది. సో మనం ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత దాన్ని ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ గ్రిడ్ నుంచి కాకుండా రెన్యూబుల్ నుంచి తీసుకున్నాం అంటే తగ్గించడానికి అవకాశం ఉంది. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం there are other methods also like wind, solar, other aspects కూడా గ్రిడ్ నుంచి తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఒక్కటి ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ కాదు, అదర్ ఫ్యూయల్స్ లైక్ మీ కోల్, ఆయిల్ అది కూడా మీరు తగ్గించాలి. సో అందులో ఏంటంటే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీలో ఒక ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే నాన్ రెన్యూబుల్ నుంచి రెన్యూబుల్ వెళ్ళాలంటే ఎమిషన్ తగ్గించవచ్చు, కానీ ఎనర్జీ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆయిల్, కోల్ లో ఆపర్చునిటీ లేదు. దానికోసం ఏంటంటే ప్రతి ప్రాసెస్ ని ఎలక్ట్రిఫై చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తారు, సో దట్ we can consume more of electricity and less of other fuels, and in a way we can achieve net zero. అదే కాకుండా నేషనల్ లెవెల్లో పుష్ కాకుండా ఇంటర్నేషనల్ కూడా ఉంది. యూరోప్ లో ఏంటంటే సీబ్యామ్ అని వచ్చింది. ఏంటంటే మన ఇండియా నుంచి ఇంపోర్ట్ అవుతున్న, ఇండియా అని డెవలప్డ్ నేషన్ నుంచి ఇంపోర్ట్ అవుతున్న ప్రొడక్ట్స్ ఎమిషన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే దే ఆర్ నాట్ అలౌవింగ్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్, దే ఆర్ నాట్ టేకింగ్ ద ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్. సో అదొకటి ఉంది. రెండోది ఏంటంటే బిఆర్ఎస్, దిస్ బిజినెస్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ అనేది ఈ రిపోర్టింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అనేది లార్జ్ కంపెనీస్ కి అప్లికబుల్. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే లార్జ్ తో సరిపెట్టలేదు. వాళ్ళు ఏమంటున్నారంటే మీ సప్లై చైన్ చూడండి, మీ సప్లయర్స్ చూడండి, మీ సప్లయర్స్ ఎఫిషియెంట్ గా ఉన్నారా లేదని మీరు రిపోర్ట్ చేయాలి. అప్పుడు ఈ పెద్ద కంపెనీల మీద మీరు ఎంఎస్ఎంఈ గా మీరు ఏంటంటే పెద్ద కంపెనీలకి సప్లయర్స్, మీరేంటంటే ఎఫిషియెంట్ లెస్ ఎమిషన్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ మీరు సప్లై చేయకపోతే పెద్ద కంపెనీస్ వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే దే ప్రిఫర్ అదర్ కంపెనీస్ హు ఆర్ మోర్ గ్రీన్. సో నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ యువర్ టైం టు ఫోకస్ ఆన్ దిస్, అదర్వైజ్ they will move from some other supply. These are some businesses. So in the overall what we are focusing here is resource efficiency and at the same time cleaner production. Cleaner production endukante mana industry anedi operate avvadam valla vera vallaki negative impact ఉండకూడదు. పూర్వం ఏంటంటే తక్కువ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ కాబట్టి ఎలా నడిచినా పర్వాలేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఇండస్ట్రీస్ పెరిగిపోయి, కాంపిటీషన్ పెరిగిపోయింది. సో ఎవరైతే రిసోర్స్ ఎఫిషియెంట్, ఎవరైతే క్లీన్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళకే బిజినెస్. సో అందుకోసం చెప్పి మంచి ఇప్పుడు ఇంపార్టెంట్ అయ్యింది. సో మీకు ఎంఎస్ఎంఈ గా గ్రీన్ చేయడం వల్ల బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏంటంటే టాంజిబుల్స్ ఏంటంటే ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మనీ ఏంటి, మనీ కాకుండా మిగతా బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏంటి, ఎలా బిజినెస్ మీకు రిస్క్ తగ్గుతున్నది ఇక్కడ ఈ స్లైడ్ లో చెప్తున్నారు. మీరు ఎనర్జీ సేవింగ్ వస్తుంది మీకు, దానివల్ల మీరు సారీ కాస్ట్ తగ్గుతుంది, ప్రాఫిట్లు పెరుగుతాయి. వేస్ట్ మినిమైజేషన్, దిస్ ఇస్ అనదర్ ఏరియా. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం వేస్ట్ అనుకుంటే వేస్ట్ అనుకుంటున్నాం, కాబట్టి వేస్ట్ ఇస్ నౌ ఎ రిసోర్స్. లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ లైక్ సిమెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ కానీ మిగతా ఇండస్ట్రీస్ వేస్ట్ మీద నడుస్తుంది. ఒకప్పుడు ఏంటంటే లైఫ్ స్టోన్ నుంచి సిమెంట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యింది, ఇప్పుడు 40% ఫ్లై యాష్ ఉన్నారు. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మిల్లల్లో కోల్ ఫైర్ చేసేవారు సిమెంట్ ప్లాంట్, ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే అదర్ వేస్ట్ ఫైర్ చేస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే చూస్తాం మనం కెలోరిఫిక్ వేస్ట్ లో కూడా కెలోరిఫిక్ వాల్యూ. కొన్ని ఇండస్ట్రీలు అయితే మేము ఎనర్జీ వాడికి స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు పేపర్ ప్లాంట్స్ అనేవి వర్జిన్ పలుకుతూనే రన్ అయ్యాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ వేస్ట్ పలుకుతో రన్ అవుతుంది. సో ద థింగ్ ఈస్ చేంజింగ్. ఒకటి ఏంటి ఐడెంటిఫై చేశారంటే మన ఇండియాలో చూస్తే ఐరన్ స్టీల్ ప్లాంట్ అన్ని రా మెటీరియల్ ఐరన్ ఉంటుంది, దాని నుంచి ఐరన్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఏం కనుక్కున్నారంటే రీసైకిల్డ్ అయితే ఎమిషన్స్ తక్కువ అని చెప్పి అందరూ రీసైకిల్ వెళ్ళారు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఆఫ్ వేస్ట్. సో వేస్ట్ వల్ల ఏంటంటే మనకి కాస్ట్ తగ్గుతుంది, ఎమిషన్స్ తగ్గుతున్నాయి. సో ఇవన్నీ ఫోకస్ లో పెట్టుకొని గ్రీనింగ్ ఈస్ బికమింగ్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మనకి ఇది ఒకటే కాకుండా గ్రీన్ వల్ల మనకి ఇంటాంజిబుల్ బెనిఫిట్స్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి. మనందరం మనుషులు భూమి కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉన్నాం. మన ఎంప్లాయీస్ కూడా గ్రీన్ పరంగా మనం ఇంగ్రేజ్ చేసినటువంటి వాళ్ళు దే విల్ బి మోర్ కనెక్టెడ్ అండ్ దే విల్ డూ దేర్ వర్క్ బెటర్. జస్ట్ డబ్బులతోనే కాకుండా మనం చేసే పని వల్ల ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఉపయోగం అనేది ఆ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింకింగ్ ఈ గ్రీన్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ వల్ల ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఇంగ్రేజ్ అవుతాయి. మనం చేసే దాని వల్ల నెగిటివ్ ఇంపాక్టే కాదు పాజిటివ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ కూడా ఉంది. సో గ్రీన్ వర్కింగ్ కల్చర్ అవేర్నెస్ కంటిన్యూస్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్. సో దీస్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ వల్ల ఏంటంటే లైక్ కంటిన్యూస్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్. ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మన గ్రీన్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ మనం ఎనర్జీ తగ్గిస్తున్నామా, మెటీరియల్ తగ్గిస్తున్నామా చూసుకుంటే ఏంటంటే మన ఎంప్లాయీస్ తో కూడా కంటిన్యూస్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ అనేది ఇంగ్రేట్ అయిపోయింది. సో దట్ విల్ హెల్ప్ దెమ్ టు ఇంప్రూవ్ అండ్ బెటర్ పెర్ఫార్మ్ ఇన్ ఎ బెటర్ ఫ్యూచర్ రేటింగ్. ఎనీ స్ట్రింజెంట్ రెగ్యులేషన్ యూరోప్ లో చూసారంటే కార్బన్ ఎమిషన్స్ లో దే ఆర్ మ్యాడ్ విత్ రెడ్యూసింగ్ కార్బన్ ఎమిషన్. సో దే విల్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్ టు రెడ్యూస్ కార్బన్ ఎమిషన్. సో వీ షుడ్ బి రెడీ ఫర్ రేపటి తర్వాత మేము కార్బన్ ఎమిషన్ మీద నెట్ జీరో కార్బన్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్. So there are other people who can provide you then you will be other competitive products. So you can sell in the market if it is green. Today products are also being certified as green. With green building నడుస్తున్నాయి. వాళ్ళు ఏమంటున్నారు నా గ్రీన్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అనేది తీసుకుంటారంటే లేకపోతే నేను వేరే తీసుకున్నాను. So then the products will become more competitive. Reliable supplier for top competitors. So your top companies they are looking for reliable and energy efficient and green products. So now we will go into each of the aspects. Since we have experience in all the areas, we will focus on what are the low-hanging fruits which we can look at. So right now we'll start with energy efficiency. My colleague Mr. Vijay Mohan will cover the energy.
So now I will just quickly run through this energy efficiency slide. How many of you know about Energy Conservation Act and about bad cycle performative trade cycles for industries? So what I mean to say is, hello. So what I mean to say is, energy conservation started way long back, and since 2002 onward, government has done many initiatives to minimize the energy use in large industries, where they are using a very huge amount of energy by means of initiating schemes like PAT scheme, performance scheme for large industry. And since many years back also, for MSMEs, with the help of international funding, we has done so much of energy efficiency intervention in many MSME clusters, like forging cluster, founded cluster, and many other clusters. So this is one such initiative which will help in understanding where the actual energy use is happening, how to minimize this, and there are so many other linking connections with energy usage based on import, export, as well as resources, raw materials, use, everything. So this is the holistic approach what we need to look in terms of energy efficiency. And one such thing what we can see in this one is energy efficiency. So what is the need for energy efficiency is, we can see that, I think the slide is not properly visible, but I will just quickly go through one by one. There are different ways to conserve energy, either based on behavior wise, or by using some energy efficient equipment wise, or by taking completely changing our equipment or putting some retrofit, all those things. So one such option what we have for energy conservation is technology development by using most energy efficient appliances. One more thing is behavioral changes, like when we are not in the room, switching off lights and fans is one such behavioral action. And when we are taking lift, taking stairs instead of lift is one such action where we can minimize our energy use, all those things. And one more thing is improving industrial process. How we can improve industrial process? There are so many things like manual operation, automatic operation. We all know that automatic operation will be more efficient because it will be predefined to perform that task and it will be done in an efficient manner. Manual intervention can increase some of the human errors and that may lead to some inefficiency. One more thing is like there will be so many steam distribution usages or cooling applications in our industry. So for that proper installation need to be there. Otherwise, whatever energy we take to produce the steam or chilled water will be lost because of poor installation. And renewable energy, solar and wind is one such options what we are having and it is coming in a big way. Government is also giving so many schemes for implementing these things in industries, MSMEs, households everywhere. So these all are part of energy conservation, energy efficiency. So energy efficiency is an integral part of energy conservation, where behavioral aspect, technology aspect, everything will come in. So based on our experience in the last 20-30 years, working in different industry sectors, what we observed is there is a huge amount of energy saving potential in small, medium scale enterprises. Like engineering sector, there is a scope of up to 25% of energy saving is possible by means of bringing energy efficiency in line. Chemical sector up to 10 to 15%. Textile also up to 20% is available. Foundry up to 15%. Pharma up to 3%, plastic up to 25%. These are some of the just energetic opportunities what we identified in during our course of conducting energy audit and other things. So what it shows is energy efficiency increases MSME competitiveness. In what way? That means to produce 1 ton of product, we are using less energy. That means we are minimizing our production cost. So in that way, it is helping us to minimize our improve our effectiveness in the market. How there is we have given some small case studies for different industries which we will explain there. But this is the holistic picture we are trying to build for all the different varieties. So what we can do to improve energy efficiency in the industry? First thing is to study what kind of energy conservation is there in the facility, electricity consumption, fuel consumption, what kind of processes it is there. So that is one option which will help us to understand what is the nature of your facility, what kind of fuel you are using and all those. The next thing what we do is by using that kind of data related to energy, fuel, equipment in operation, operating hours, all those things, we will try to analyze the data, try to analyze the operations, try to analyze the maintenance practices being followed, try to analyze the production cycles, all those things, and try to understand where energy wastage is happening, losses are happening, and what can be done to this. And based on that, we will identify what are the options available to minimize this energy use, which is going in a big loss. So we will try to understand those losses, and we will also try to understand what is the best technologies available to mitigate those losses. And we can also bring in what is the investment going in these kind of things and all those. And then next thing is we can discuss with the OEM, original equipment manufacturers, and all to implement those measures to minimize the energy. So these are the 4 steps generally basically undergo behind implementing some any energy efficient measure. So this will be giving this all these 4 steps will help us to get an opportunity to improve efficiencies in energy and resources in MSMEs. And there is an enormous scope of implement in MSMEs based on our understanding. So implementing energy efficiency measures, these are some of the technologies what we are trying to explain here. Basically, for the different MSME sector will be very exhaustive. There will be so many different varieties in different areas. So some of the things what we kept here, like for upgrading to energy efficient technologies in furnaces, chillers, boilers, there will be huge opportunities available. Energy efficient equipment manufacturers are offering retrofit solutions. Like for pumps, we can instead of running on start item mode or DOI mode, we can use BFD if there is variable applications. and all that will also help us in lot of energy saving. VFDs for lightly loaded equipment, latest technologies by startup. Nowadays, with the improvement of or with the having more clarity on energy efficiency among all the industries, there are a lot of startups coming to give some services in terms of energy efficiency improvement. They are developing very good products to minimize the energy usage in different aspects. So this is one such thing, like heat pumps, wireless energy management systems, biomethanization plants like biogas production plants, small scale as well as large scale, process optimization by means of IoT technologies. So these are all some of the things. And innovative implementation models like ESCO. And there are many companies also coming like ESCO, energy services. Once if they impact years, they will also put forward their money to implement that particular equipment in your facility. And by means of achieving the savings, they will take back their money. So these kind of opportunities are also available. So all these things, what the understanding we need to take is there are a lot of opportunities available, and we can improve our energy efficiency in a better way by considering all these things. So for boiler one case, I just want to provide here what are the opportunities we can have for improvement. One is fuel switching from fossil fuels to non-fossil fuels. We can use renewable energies like solar thermal, or we can use biomass briquette. So there are a lot of options available, and also better boiler efficiency improvement, energy efficient utilization of heat available in the flue gas by means of installing economizers, air preheaters, and all. These are one such kind of opportunities. Rapid control using feedback from O2 analysis. Sometimes we may be providing excess air so that the full combustion will happen, but we may be giving more than required so that most of the energy is carried out based on this one. So that is also one option what we can have. Good thermal insulation as well as the steam distributed network. So huge network will be there across the industry. So we need to have good thermal insulation so that the losses, distribution losses, it can minimize. Yeah. So some of the waste heat recovery options, we just started putting for different industrial sectors like auto industry, textile industry, hotel industry, dairy industry. So for auto industry, textile industry, there will be a lot of compressed air usage. So mostly the energy efficient technology what now most of the industries use this through compressor, and that too air cooled compressors are predominantly being used. And there is a waste heat recovery option by using some heat exchanger. We can recover we can install and tap recover that waste heat, and that hot water can be used to preheat some feed water to the boiler and all those things. And through China, in hotel industry also there are some waste heat recovery options available. And to dairy also, we can recover waste heat. We can use vapor absorption missions to produce chilled water and again use for cleaning the milk. So many opportunities are available. So this is one such case study. What we would like to provide here is there is a lot of waste heat recovery available from the process effluent. Maybe ETP, effluent treatment plant, and all will have so much of process effluent in the pharma industry representing at high temperature. So we can use the heat exchangers to recover that waste heat, and you can use that waste heat in another application which is needed. So here, this is one such kind of application. One more thing is compressed air distribution network. So we all know that compressed air production is the most inefficient way of production. Like if you are inputting 100% of energy, the output in the compressed air is in the form of 15% only. That means 75 to 80% is lost in the form of heat. So, and that the cost of compressed air is very high. So the distribution network of the compressed air should be as less leakage as possible. As the standard, there should be less than 5%. So we need to identify these leakages and on our day-to-day basis and rectify these things immediately. So this also will save us a lot of operational cost. So if the compressors, sometimes we may have purchased and kept some bigger capacity compressors, and their loading must be very less based on their operating level. So there also huge potential is that to optimize that existing compressor by installing EMT. So this is one more case where a good amount of savings is possible. and pumps. Throughout our industry, pumps are the most common thing. And here also, depending on the height and the flow required, we might have kept a bigger pump or we might be using with respect to what is required by controlling the flow walls. So here also we have to play the major role in optimizing the energy usage. So all these options, there are many other options are available with respect to what is the kind of equipment you are having, what is the kind of operations you are having, we can try to study those things and understand and provide good opportunities where we can minimize the energy use. So next, my colleague, Mr. Pavela Pratap will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vijay. Well, we CII in the last 25 years, we have conducted more than 2,000 audits, energy audits, and that's in India also and outside India also. And what we have seen, the first thing, if any company wants to implement any kind of energy efficient project or want to make their plant activities more energy efficient, first thing is the metering system. Okay, so what we say that you should have the monitoring system in your plant. Okay, you should have at least 80% of equipment should be monitored by the energy charge. Okay, so that you can see the real-time data. So you want to make your system more plan more sustainable. You want to be real in our company. Then you have first you have to take the metering system. Okay, 80% area should be covered, and you can see the real-time data. You can track the what is the equipment performance. You can see that what is the system performance. Correct. And then you can further see that what is the section wise energy consumption, what is the specific energy consumption, all this thing. Now if you see in this system, earlier there was a meter wire system was there. Now in this market, you will see that many systems which are the wire system are also available. There are many startups are there in India, Hyderabad itself, they are providing this solution. Even in our RAM project, that is one of the package. If you want to take the IoT solution, you can approach and participate in this RAM project. And you can install this IoT package in your plant. And thereby, what you can do, you can see what is the energy performance of your each equipment and which equipment is not running, which is performing better. All those things you can see. It will give you a total dashboard. In that dashboard, you can see the equipment performance and you can take better information. So all these is some of the graphs is showing that equipment wise all type of performance you can see it every day, every time you can through mobile also you can access. Okay, and not only that, you can the technical parameters. We can use some gases, you can use liquid fuels, you can use some gaseous fuel, you can use compressed air, you can use steam, everything can be monitored. There are some sensors they have that will be installed in your equipment, and through gateway you can see it in that data in a dashboard. So all these systems are readily available through your mobile. You can access all this data and you can take the better decision how you can make your system more energy efficient. Okay. So now I request my colleague Vinay to talk about the water solutions. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Vinay Rao. I am a counselor from CII. Basically, I am a chemical engineer. So I'll be just taking you through this module of how water treatment and effluent treatment. So like how my colleague just said, how important it is to conserve energy. Energy is our resource. Energy is like our raw material. We need to conserve it, we need to measure it, we need to monitor it. Only then we can be able to gain some productivity. So, but in this process, we don't realize how important water is. Actually, water is also one of the most abundant resources on our planet. But less than 3% is only available for use. Fresh water in our earth is just less than 3%. So we are that much water scarce. So going forward, like energy, water also will become a very critical resource, raw material for us. So water-related challenges. So in the last 2-3 years, there are news in the last 2-3 years just come where even big companies, operations of big companies in Punjab, in Haryana, the industrial sector there, in Gujarat, they had to shut down their operations for 1 month or 40 days. I cannot name the association. But that was the severity of the crisis. They had to stop their operations. So water is not there. Then again, through some system, water has come. And they again, so that is, so if such big companies can get impacted by water, the MSME sector also has to, it's a warning sign for the MSME sector, take water and consider it as a very serious resource. So these are some challenges that are there in improving water quality, because of the water quality available. So challenges in reuse, though most of us, we are using fresh water for our process. And after the process is over, it is getting discharged into some stormwater drain, or it is going into sewage. I mean, it is going into an area where it cannot be recovered back. So you need more and more fresh water again and again. And without realizing, we are paying our water bills, like our energy bills, are going higher and higher. So water is a sector which we need to look into very carefully. So this is one thing. So I just have a small question for everyone. Everyone has heard about the ship Titanic, right? The big ship Titanic, which got sunk in its maiden cruise. So what was the main reason why Titanic got sank? Iceberg is there, but there are so many icebergs, so many ships are sailing. Why only Titanic has hit an iceberg in Holland? See, there are so many theories, but the main reason is one proved reason is that it has hit an iceberg. But why it has hit an iceberg? So, what the point I'm trying to tell is, see, the thing with an iceberg is only 1/5 of an iceberg is visible, whereas 4/5 of the iceberg remains under the water, it cannot be seen. So, if a captain of a ship he sees an iceberg, he cannot judge how big it is or how small it is. He may underestimate the size of the iceberg, and he may make an error. So, point I'm trying to make is, water is also such a big thing. We see water everywhere, but the in future what the danger is going to come, we don't know. Hence, we need to look at water very seriously. So, like an energy audit, we have also about a water audit. So the thing remains the same. We have to monitor our consumption, we have to conserve our consumption, we have to meter our consumption, and we also have to find ways of treating our water. There are many ways where you can treat your used water and put it back into your cycle. So I just run case studies here. So this is one case study of an automatic vessel cleaning system. Basically here, this is a sterile boiler vessel. After every operation, huge quantities of demineralized water was utilized to clean this. So in a result, a lot of wastage is happening, and you must be knowing even generate DM water, a lot of reject water is going in that process. So the cost of the product plus the returns you are wasting. So a very simple solution and an innovative solution brought in here, automatic cleaning system. So what it is done is it is having a rotating shaft with some nozzles attached, and at a particular speed it is spinning, and with the pressurized water it is cleaning. So it is using less than 30% of the water which are typical. This system I mentioned is enhancing COC of cooling towers. COC, those who we don't know, is cycle of concentration. So, if you are aware about cooling towers, so cooling towers is a big equipment which is used to reduce the water, to provide cooling water for any purpose. So, what happens is in this process, there is a lot of water wastage, and as the cooling water keeps circulating, the TDS builds up, and some part of the water has to be thrown out. Then it has to be, you have to bring in fresh water. So now based on the TDS and the conductivity of the water, the blowdown has to be done. So now the automatic blowdown controller, what it is doing is, initially this operation was manual. So manually somebody used to open the valve and they used to blow down huge quantities of water. But now what it is, we can automate this entire process. We can put a TDS and conductivity controller, which will monitor the TDS and conductivity of the circulating water. If the water quality is reaching that particular level, then the wire opens and the exact amount of water which needs to be discharged only will be discharged. And in this process, you can save plenty quantity of water.
So you might be listening to a lot of jargons like circularity and all. So basically, we were doing it in our olden days, already ingrained in our blood in Indians from 5 from 10. For new foreigners, it is a new thing because they are more consumption oriented. Since the concept has come up, so material circularity and waste management. So we all know that a lot of waste is there in industry. So what do you do with the waste? Actually, these days it has come up that waste is also a resource and it is earning revenue to a lot of industries. And there are people who want to buy waste at a cost. They want to pay and buy the waste because it is a resource funded. So considering that now industries are looking out how redesign their process so that the waste comes down, or they want to also redesign the process and the kind of material they are using so that there is no waste at all, so that their production is much cleaner. Because ultimately, if you see, there are limited resources on the earth. So considering that there is limited land and limited resource availability, we cannot just consume everything and then leave the plant on its own to regenerate. That is not possible. So waste is also should not be sent to landfills. This is another important thing because land is to limited land is there and that land has to be very efficient and it should not be used for landfill. And then as we grow, these are the kind of numbers we are seeing that significant population is growing and economic growth is also going to increase to 500%. And then the material requirement is going to increase 300%. So if these kind of numbers are coming, then the earth is not going to support us. So what we said, we are talking about circularity, where we instead of earlier we were using a lesser amount of material within our we use recycling kind of thing is lesser. Now the focus is more. We have to increase more of recycling. So earlier paper was like wood was coming to paper mills and being produced. Now it is like waste paper is coming to paper mills and new paper is coming. And then it is like a very significant percent. Virgin pulp is very limited right now. That is good. And then similarly, the steel and aluminum also, we don't have much scrap made metals in India as of now because we are still growing and it's a growing economy. But in other countries, a lot of scrap is there and that they are using it to their advantage. Even Indian industry want more. If you have seen, observed, like these days, metal scrap prices have skyrocketed. That is because their emissions, if we use a scrap material, the amount of emissions which the process will eliminate is much less. And then this is what the waste in any industry has to be segregated properly, so that in terms of hazardous, non-hazardous, then it can be used for revenue generation. That is what the message I want. So these are different kinds of materials which you generally get in industries. You have to segregate them and send it to the recyclers. Okay. And this is how, like, we are, if you see in India, the recycling percentage is around 60%, unlike other industries, other countries, which is very less. So here we are talking about wood recycling and then plastic recycling. So these days, we might be using a lot of wood things, but mostly that is produced from waste wood. There it is not like trees are being cut. There's a lot of waste wood being used to produce furniture things. And that kind of products are being rated as green products. And people are eager to buy them and they are paying higher price. And if you see, these are different types of products which are being used with waste plastic. Plastic is a big headache. People are focusing right now, and then there are a lot of products which being produced with plastic. And finally, if you are not able to find any use of any raw material, it has a calorific value there. If you send it to a cement plant, they will fire it in their kiln and they will replace the coal with this waste material, and their emissions are coming down. And then their cost is also coming down because they are saving on the coal. So these are different opportunities available even for MSME. I think this is it from our side. It's from Sarkar.
Chair. So we have seen there are many areas to work on: energy, water, waste, renewable energy. Okay, and there are many technologies are there available in the market. But sometimes we are confused. Where to start, how to start. So there was some tennis player, Indian tennis player, Ash Atta. He told it's got to improve yourself, to start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. So whatever you are standing now, try to improve yourself. Achieve one step, then other step you achieve. Don't wait for all the things to come up, all the situations which favorable, they don't never start. It's not like that. So that is why we are asking you that fill up this application form. So you can at least you can understand your baseline. From this way, we understand that what kind of improvement we can do. And this project is only for maybe 4 years. But sustainability is a continuous journey. Okay, so step by step approach you take, and CRAM, CIA, Government of Telangana is always there to support it. Okay, sir. Now it goes to.
I have a question here. Let me give you an example of the company. Yeah. So let me give you an example of the company. Give you an example of the company. We are a biotech company. We're having 120 employees per year with almost 25,000 square feet facility using power of around 2.5 lakhs per month and also water of per day close to 1,500 liters to 2,000 liters of water. So how would your program benefit our company in what ways and what kind of support that will give?
I think he's connecting that.
Right. Likewise, as Mr. David said, there are like more than like 650 companies over here. We are a small company. In fact, we are a very small company where we have an industry close to 3,000 employee companies as well. So as Sir said, like Masood said, like there is like you can take as a whole industry as a case study and what best the program will help out to the industries. Out of the program.
Can you go to the next steps?
RPP.
From our you finish that question. Yeah, it covers. Yeah.
So even a deep as a pilot project can be created because it's a 30 acres industry park with 60 industries. But if to start with, yes, you can take this as an example and start with the industry.
But we will come to that.
So my point is here. So I'll extend the next step. Maybe I'll just put your attention to this. Is what really is that we can do? You have a comprehensive units is not a small this thing. Yeah. Always say that we are looking at the entire state. That is understood. Yeah. But an initiative in a place like this that people are willing to be part of. Okay. Nothing like that. It gives you absolute when you've done and when you cover the entire team, it will give you a clear understanding of what roadmap we need to have. In terms of real numbers. That's my only point. I'll take both the questions and try to answer them to the best of my ability. So coming to your question on energy become water, all the
So my medical list.
that we want to operate. As per our planning, the way it works is first at this point, what we intended to do was give some awareness on the program and get some cursory information from the industry on what kind of resource consumption they have. With that, now we work with that. Okay, industry A has more water consumption, industry B has more energy consumption, industry C has a lot of hazardous waste mine that can be. All these three are greening measures, and all these three can be taken on. Okay. The performance indexes for each will be different. For energy, it will be different. For water, it will be obviously. So the thought process is that we come up with some suggestions initially to the industries. Now further, then the next step is we have MSMEs, we have micro, small and medium enterprises. So the impact that they can generate from their initiatives is also different.
Obviously, you are sorry for it. No, the definition of MSME is undergone change.
Correct.
It is very good, up to 500 crores with
Medium.
medium. So I'm sure every single, is there any industry which has less than 500, which has more than 500 crores?
Yeah, there are.
We have a handful.
No, no, no.
Like Arajan or
Yeah,
yeah, SPM cables, we have like, and other pharma companies are there. So most of them falling in the
maximum 10.
Aragon is there, then the appliance, life sciences, then your Sri Krishna Pharma,
So about 10 weeks and
beyond 500 crores.
lot of them.
Correct. So I'm trying to say how we would like to assess the impact versus the required handholding and support. Both have to be in agreement of this thing. If the impact generated is very minimum, but the input is the same, then that would definitely put lower in priority for, and because we want to show impact towards handholding. So that's our mapping the piece that we understand what kind of impact can be created and then go back and say, okay, this is the impact that we envision for you. Now there is interest for you to invest as an MSME into your greening.
So will there be any integration done in the experts and say like the race is coming over where we have solution for XYZ?
Right. So that is. Let's bring those here. So at this point, we are in
What place?
Yeah.
At this point, we are in the feasibility assessment phase where we are trying to understand whether or not greening is feasible for your industry. So we have collected a few EOIs, we'll go through and we'll come back to you with some understanding, some high level information that this is what we think can be undertaken by your industry. Then in the next quarter, the thought process is to enlist serious MSMEs. Because we need to invest our time also, you need to invest your time. So there has to be seriousness on both sides. Sure. So we enlist serious MSMEs into the program and then we schedule the energy and carbon footprint assessments. This will be done by a standardized tool that will develop with the implementing knowledge partner. So CI has few tools which can be administered online and with support there's the counselor to help them submit, but it's a step for us to understand and do the baseline which with our people. Then the next step is agree on the interventions. So once we have some data and a baseline assessment done, we can suggest some interventions. Once the interventions are agreed, then we commission a DPR to implement. Wherein a DPR will be commissioned, we'll start looking at funding options for you, whether it is debt or whether it is any other intergovernmental plans, where from we can get the right investments. And handhold the MSMEs all the way through grounding project and continue handhold it. All of this comes at no cost to the MSME. The only cost to MSME is its time and the capital that you have to invest into the intervention. Right. And finally, of course, we want to closely monitor the performance of MSME, and that will be done on a periodic basis at the initial and final stages. In interim as well, we will continue monitoring. So
What is the next step on this?
So we are at the blue part where we connect the paper. Once this is done, we would have achieved some kind of greening, and the MSMEs themselves would be convinced about the whole philosophy of greening portfolio. That's the vision that we have. In terms of is there any further questions, technical?
How are we going to get interested for the grant program? We have filtered the form now.
Right, so let us come back to you with what kind of interventions that we can see. If we need more information, we'll take it from you now, take it from you in due course. But we have some around 35 industries which have given physical EOIs and maybe a few which have come online. Right? There are industries which also said that we don't have complete information on the power consumption or water consumption. We will come back to you in research form. So once we have that, we go to the next. We will reach out rapidly.
Which we can tell again, I think we are not clearly what is covered it there.
Yes, I think it's clear. We provide all kinds of figures, implementation, business.
Regarding this incentives on this, any incentives from government for implementing all.
There are existing MSME schemes which we can leverage. That's where we are engaging agencies which have thorough knowledge on applicable MSME scheme and come back to you with this scheme can be leveraged for particular incentives or implementation.
One more.
Add that this is not going to be a one-off session where we come, tell you a few things and we vanish. This is a very, very serious program and we all have deep involvement in this program and we all want to make it a real success. So from our side, we want to assure you that there is funding for this project to implement and there is enough seriousness from all the 10 stakeholders who are implementing this project. So please be assured that this is going to be a very, very engaging involvement over a period of 2-3 years maybe. But in all seriousness, we are going to implement it very, very actively and therefore we look forward to your support in this.
Not question, I mean.
So, there are a couple of schemes, GIFT and SPICE, one for that one has a capital subsidy component, another is interest subvention component. And then you have loans which are dedicated for greening of MSMEs being provided by SIPI. I'm a part of Grandfather Parliament, the engagement leader for this state program implementation team at RAM here in Telangana. And along with this Telangana, we are also implementing the same program in 5 other states. So wherever we are working, we are working with certain set of stakeholders and we are trying to have a convergence with relevant government of India schemes and also financing options that we have. So once we have this, baseline and EOI submitted, an assessment will be done by Rich, and then thereafter, basis the orientation, basis the commitment, because what we will need from your end will be a kind of commitment, because there will be capex will be required, right? It's just not that everything will be done like that. Capex will be required. There are schemes, convergence is possible. Wherever convergence is even not possible, we need to go ahead with that in order to just to see, other kind of benefits. So yeah, there are, just to answer your question, we have schemes, we have funding options. The entire ecosystem driven change will be brought in, not a standalone offering which will be given. Yeah, thank you, Srinath. Thank you.
Solar, they definitely said that somebody is in solar. For solar, any subsidies.